Around the turn of the century, down in South Texas, just outside of Beaumont, there was a farmer selling much of his land. He was having to sell it simply because times were so tough. He couldn't feed his family. One day an oil company representative came along and said, "Sir, we think there might be oil on your property. Let us drill for it, and if we discover any, we'll pay you royalties on every barrel that we pump out." Well, he had nothing to lose, a great deal to gain, so he said, "Let's do it." Well, they drilled for the oil, and in those days, the derricks were made out of wood. And when they had a gusher, the gusher literally destroyed the derrick. And the greater the destruction, the greater the excitement, because that meant an abundance of oil underneath. I found a lot of people pretty much that way. They've got an awful lot underneath the surface, but until they bring it out and take it to the marketplace, they will never realize even a minute fraction of the benefits that they could bring themselves, their families, their friends, their community, and everyone else.
We should get excited about difficulties in our life because that develops character. Character develops persistence. Persistence develops performance. And you start putting all of those things together. It's the result of the difficulties that we face. When you're coasting along and everything is going rosy, just wonderfully well, man, I got it all going. Well, that's a lot of times when we begin to fall. But when we're able, and a friend of mine is writing a book titled, "You Can't Climb a Smooth Mountain." In other words, you got to have a place to dig that foot in and another foot in, and then you move forward.
Now you can change what you are. You can change where you are by changing what goes into your mind. I want to emphasize that because that is an extraordinarily important part of what we go through. Now, I want to also tie to that the fact that life is a long series of choices. And if we make enough of the right choices, we will end up with the right results. For example, for 24 years of my adult life, by choice, I weighed well over 200 pounds. Now, the reason I say by choice is simply because I have never accidentally eaten anything.
The level of your commitment is the critical issue, and it depends also on how badly you want to achieve those. The first 2.5 years I was in sales, I struggled desperately, and I do mean desperately. I was a wandering generality among other things. In one 5-year stretch, I was in 17 different deals, and that's all there were deals. But what happened was, I went to a meeting at the end of 2.5 years, and a man named P.C. Merrill was there. When it was over, and he had, for whatever reason, zeroed in on me, he told me he wanted to talk to me. And so he said, "I've watched you for 2.5 years, and I've never seen such a waste. That'll get your attention." And I said, "What do you mean, Mr. Merrill?" He said, "I believe you could be the national champion. I believe you could go all the way to the top, become an executive in this company if you just believed in yourself and went to work on a regular schedule." Not one single month, not one single week, top 20, but at the end of the year, I was number 2 because there were no blanks. I sold every single week. That discipline, following the commitment. Now, to be honest, one of the things that was involved, if we had reached a certain sales level by Friday night, I didn't work on Saturday. So the redhead kept pretty careful check on just how the sales were going this week, because she wanted to be taken out to dinner on Saturday night, and we always did that.
GlobalStockResearch.com. There are some hidden gems in small cap, micro cap, and nano cap stocks out there, but you have neither the time to find them nor the expertise to research the best of them. Global Stock Research's monthly financial newsletter provides our clients with 2 in-depth research stocks which have the potential to double or more in a single year or less. Ground floor opportunities. Monthly overview of the OTC markets. As an added bonus for subscribing today, we're giving you 6 free financial-related ebooks. An $89.94 value. Subscribe today. Cancel anytime. GlobalStockResearch.com